Hello fellow aviators, welcome back to the cockpit of the 210. My name's Matt Farrell and I'm the flying salesman. Appreciate you coming along with me for this flight today. We're going to head over to Dallas, Texas for a meeting, something that I've been working on for a couple of months now. Really excited to have this meeting, and I'm hoping some good business for Aero-Mach is going to come out of it, as well as some great content for you guys to view. So really excited about that. We're going to fly into Fort Worth Meacham Airport. Many of you have left me comments about Foreflight. You've asked me to give a review of Foreflight. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to talk a little bit about the features. I'm going to take you through what I use and how I'm planning this flight, and share with you my thoughts on it. You have to remember, I moved to Foreflight from paper charts, completely paper. We would get the subscription, come in the box and the envelopes, and I would carry all the maps and charts I needed for a particular flight in the airplane. And this process certainly is a much cleaner process with a lot more functionality. So as far as a review, I've definitely given it 5 stars based on where I've come from and using paper charts in the past. It's just a really great tool. It has a lot of features to it that I really would recommend you use if you're doing especially IFR flights, or you're flying in airspace that's Class B airspace, like going into the metro areas like Dallas. I pair that with a Stratus. If you see that on the glare shield in a lot of my videos, so that gives me my ADS-B in, as well as gives me weather features on the iPad. So those are really helpful tools when I'm out flying about and trying to navigate around weather. So today we're going to blast off out of Shreveport downtown. You guys all know that's Kilo Delta Tango November. If you're not familiar, Fort Worth Meacham is Foxtrot Tango Whiskey. So we'll put that in. When we do that and we hit the flight plan button, it gives us routes over here on the right side. So there's 10 routes available. And if we look at the very first one, that one was cleared today by someone 291 times. It's the Rico 3 with the VW transition, so that's the one we're going to pick. Select route, and now it loads it into the flight plan. I actually did this last night. I filed my flight plan and my flight planning and everything last night. So one of the things that I want to show you is, if you need to, in the event that maybe you have 2 devices, or you filed it on your phone, now we're using it on your iPad. If your iPad and your phone are connected to Wi-Fi at the same time, then your flight plans will show up in your account on both sides, or excuse me, on both devices. I'm going to go ahead and clear this flight plan. I'm going to clear the entire thing out, clear all, close that flight plan box. I'm going to go over here to flights and touch that. And if you see on the left hand side of my screen, that is the flight plan that I filed last night. I'm going to touch that, bring up that flight plan. It's going to bring up all of my information of the flight plan that I filed last night. If you look over here, it says I have 6 new messages. So I want to check that out and see what those new messages are. So if you look, we have some unmanned aircraft operating in various areas. We are going to be on an IFR flight plan, so we're going to be talking to ATC. And if you look at the altitudes of those unmanned aerial operations, they're all 400 feet AGL. Those aren't going to be a concern to me. And then the convective SIGMET for about the Dallas area down to the coastal waters. But that'll be more for our flight home. It's still early this morning, things are cool, so that stuff hasn't started to blow up yet. Go back. I'm going to go back to my flight page, and then the next thing that I really like about this, in the upper right hand corner, you can send this to your map. Like I said before, maybe one device does not have it on the screen. Instead of loading each one of those waypoints individually, you can just transfer it over from the flight page and put it right there on your map. Now, because we have experience flying these arrivals into Dallas, there's something that we need to take a look at, because when we go to put this into the GTN 750, there's a little bit of a hitch that we need to be aware of. So I'm going to go over to airports. I'm going to put in Fort Worth Meacham. Select that. Procedure, we're going to go to arrival. This is the Rico 3 arrival. Our waypoint is VW. You see it right there in the center. So that is what we filed as our initial fix for this arrival. However, when we go to the transitions that we're going to load into our GTN 750, you see there's not a VW transition, but there is a pudgy transition. that is 141 nautical miles away from VDub, and that is what we're going to put into the GTN 750 is the pudgy transition, and then we're just going to skip that waypoint and go direct to VDub. Don't forget, we always have to get our briefing before our flight. I hit the briefing tab. You can see down at the bottom that I briefed this over an hour ago, so I'm going to go ahead and update that briefing with the refresh button. And that'll pull up all my new information, whether there's any new NOTAMs come out, any weather information I need to be aware of, or anything like that. I'm going to pull the airplane out, get everything fired up, and I want you guys to come along with me to Fort Worth. Looking forward to having you on board. Let's get it done.
All right, 604 November cleared to meet you, Airport S5, maintain 2000, expect 10,000, 10 minutes, 119.9 and 5113 for 604 November.
4 November, reback correct.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back. We're going to hit procedure, arrival, the RICO 3. And remember I told you we want the pudgy transition. So we're going to load that arrival, but we're going to go direct to VDub. So I'm going to touch VDub, hit direct to, and activate. Now we'll fly the assigned heading and course that they give us upon departure, but eventually they're going to clear us direct to VDub, and so we've got that loaded in the GPS ready to go. We're going to go ahead and do our pre-flight checklist, get that out of the way.
Downtown Tower Centurion, 604 November is ready to go, runway 5.
3048 November, downtown tower, turn left heading 030, runway 5, cliff takeoff.
Left 030, clear for takeoff, runway 5, 48 November. Line on the center line. Come to a complete stop. 30 inches of manifold pressure.
Get that turbo lag. Red line, red line. And rotate. Positive rate, gears coming up.
48 November, and that's heading 030, contact Shreveport departure, safe flight.
004 November's going.
Shreveport departure Centurion, 604 November is out of downtown, 700 climbing for 2000.
6048 November, Shreveport departure, radar contact, climb maintain at 10,000.
Up to 10,000 for 604 November. I want to give a shout out to Sal at slidedowns.com. If you're looking for a set of tie downs for your airplane, I'd highly recommend looking these up. I was at Oshkosh this past year, and Sal happened to be parked next to me and saw me tying my airplane down. I had some ratchet straps. Came over and started giving me a lot of grief.
I heard a lot of pounding and banging over here. I couldn't bear to see what you're going to even use for a tie down, so I had to come over and give you a set of slide downs.
So tell me about slide downs. What do you?
It's my invention from about 30 years ago for my first airplane, and the more I flew to Oshkosh and air shows, I realized that nobody had a better set of tie downs than me. So about 10 years ago, that's actually our 11th year, bringing them here to Oshkosh, and we sell them now through Spruce and my pilot store and Spencer, and we sell them online at slidedown.com.
Ratchet straps do a good job, but where the weak point is actually in the hook. And he said that you don't want to use ratchet straps because of the weakness being that hook. And now that Sal's giving me these slide downs, I'll be using those every time I tie the airplane down. I keep them in a bag in the back. It comes with a bag, comes with the tie downs, and you're able to get everything snug down just the way you need to when you're tying your airplane down. So go to slidedown.com and check those out. You can see this cloud layer that we're going through 6,900 feet. You can also see the ceilings on the iPad. That's one of the pieces of information that I display on the iPad is those ceilings in an area. And my thought process behind that is if I'm flying into a airport and let's say it's down, the weather's really bad down near minimums and I'm not able to break out, I can go mist and I can zoom out and I can look at these ceilings around me at a glance and find where there's better weather. So you can see in this area There's a lot of 5,000, 7,000, 9,000 foot ceilings, and that's what we're experiencing right now. Looks like we're just going to be above the tops of the clouds. We got 200 feet to go. We're going to start slowing that climb down. That METAR loaded for Fort Worth, Beecham. Get the ATIS tuned in. Get the tower tuned in.
Information Mike.
Information Mike at Beecham.
25-2, get
There's our turn in Dodge.
6048 November, contact approach on 125.2. Have a great morning.
125.2 for November, great day as well. Good morning, approach Centurion 604 November, level 8,000.
November 6048 November, regional approach. Do you have information Meacham or information Mike at Meacham?
I have Mike at Beecham for 604 November.
For 5 Charlie Papa, flighting at 350, contact approach 123.9. Good day.
23.9, 350, 5 Charlie Papa.
November 48 November, flighting at 290.
290 for 604 November.
Jet 358, flighting at 270, contact approach 135.97.
That is 270, 135 point what for the frequency?
135.907.
3597, thanks.
We're going to get to cut the corner a little bit. That's
First
nice.
Southwest 3086 is 12000, descending across Orville at 9000 with Gulf.
South 3086, regional approach, steps on you, verify information, Golf, you can expect 13 right.
We got Gulf, thanks, 13 right at 3086.
November 6048, November, descend and maintain 7,000, traffic 12 o'clock, 3 miles, maneuvering indicates 6,000, we're not talking to them.
All right, 4 November, I have traffic in sight, descending to 7,000.
South 3086, descend and maintain 6,000.
6000 Southwest 3086.
November 3, Juliet Alpha, contact approach 135.907, good day.
135.907, 63 Juliet Alpha, thank you.
November 48, November, traffic no factor, descend and maintain 6,000.
Down to 6,000, 4 November.
Destination ATIS is 120.7.
Thank you, Gladys.
Approach, good morning, Sirius 929 Bravo Romeo, leveling 2,500 at 190 heading.
Number 929 Bravo Romeo, regional approach, rider flighting at 200, climb to 3,500.
200, 3,500 9 Bravo Romeo.
November 48, November, turn 10 degrees left.
10 left, 4 November.
November 48, November, contact approach 135.907, good day.
135.97, 4 November, good day. Good morning, approach Centurion 604 November, level 6,000 with Mike.
Chassis 313, approach, say altitude again, say request. Chassis 313, proceed direct to Argue and maintain 6,000. You have information, Oscar, you said, Argue and 6, advise with Oscar. You got it, Centurion 6048 November, approach, hello, turn right, heading 300.
Right, 300 for 604 November.
So I've got my ILS tuned on both radios, and I went ahead and activated the needles.
Centurion 48 November, descend and maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, 4 November. What I was saying is I went ahead and activated the number 2 nav and tuned my localizer in, and I'll use it as a reference inbound for runway 6 into Beecham.
6048 November, descend and maintain 3,000, clear direct Meacham.
Direct Beecham down to 3,000 for 604 November.
Clear track 545, contact Waco, approach 127.65 and climb and maintain 8,000. Contact Waco to 8,000, clear track 545.
Activate. And turn on that GPS steering.
November 21706, flighting at 030.
3 route. 030, 21706.
Thank you. And Cherokee 787 Bravo Romeo, contact approach 118.1.
118.1, 7 Bravo Romeo, good day.
Good day.
And approach 604 November at Beecham in sight.
November 6048 November, thank you. At 3, cleared visual approach runway 16.
All right, upon reaching 3,000, cleared for the visual 16 for November.
And for the sake of this approach, Field elevation is 710, the minimums are 910.
Centurion 48 November, contact Meacham 118.3.
48 November's going to Meacham Tower. Good day.
Going to go ahead and disconnect that autopilot. We're at 3,000 feet. Meacham Tower, Centurion 604 November is on the visual, runway 16.
Centurion 6048 November, Meacham Tower. Turn left down from runway 16, runway 16, clear to land, winds 18011.
All right, left downwind for 16, clear to land 16 for 604 November. And gears coming down.
That's the gear warning horn. When you pull the throttle out,
Gears down and locked, got a wheel, got a green. That horn goes away.
1 mile final runway 16.
Thank you, Gladys.
this is interesting. I lost my glide slope needle on my number 2, but I've got it on my number 1.
Number 2 glide slope went away. 80 knots over the numbers. Let her settle right down to the runway.
Welcome to Fort Worth Beach, everybody. I appreciate you coming along. It's always a pleasure having you with me. For everybody that's left a comment, for everybody that's subscribed, for everybody who's reached out, said hello at a show or something like that, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy the engagement that we get and talking to you guys. That's what aviation is all about. It's about what we're flying, what we're working on, and the stories of our lives that we have. And I appreciate you sharing those stories with me. Look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. We'll see you.